I love that response. I will call to order the regular select board meeting for August 18th, 2026 at 6 o'clock. I think I almost got it right. There's no review of the agenda. I do want to add one thing. Jesse asked that but she's not here. I'll do it anyway, but Jesse asked that we add what is the new BT alerts thing that she mentioned?
Oh, my text.
Like
My text.
Text my gov.
Text my gov.
One meeting.
Oh, not this one, the next one. Okay, never mind then. Forget I said anything. So I'm not changing the agenda.
I don't really have a report if you wanna page 6 mine.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
I'm wondering, do we want to approve the August 4th minutes? It's not listed here. And the August 4th minutes were not included in the packet, but they were circulated to us.
What were the minutes? There were minutes in the packet, right?
Yeah, there's minutes. Oh, yeah, the last ones are the July.
Those are for the July 21st.
Okay.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah, so we missed both listing it as an agenda item and we missed including the proper ones in the select board packet.
Well, we can add it in.
Okay, and they were circulated to all of us.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, Dan, is I'm not sure if we resolved the fiscal year 27 grants and aid agreement that needs to be signed.
No. So we don't, I don't, when's that have to be done? I don't think it has to be done by this meeting.
Yeah, you asked that be included on the agenda and it didn't get onto the agenda.
That was my oversight for not seeing that.
It's just an agreement for money, or can you just sign it? None have to be on the agenda. Everybody wants you to get free money.
Yeah, hold on a second.
She sent us an email, or she sent you the email on July 10th, I guess. Yeah.
Please sign your grant aid. Well, we don't have the agreement. We can approve it. I don't know that we even have to approve signing it, but we will.
And so, Paul, can you print that maybe tonight so that Dan can sign it tonight and we can get it off to them?
Yeah.
Beauty.
Yeah, we don't want to on that.
You shouldn't give a deadline here, just says our earliest convenience, so. Okay. Forget what I asked to add and then when I don't see it when I look. Okay. Okay. So anybody got anything to say about the minutes for August 12th?
Move to approve.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Planning Commission, you're up first. Oh, go ahead. Oh, citizens comment. You have citizens comment, right, Paul?
Well,
I'll put you under.
It's Braintree Conservation Commission, just a small.
But I think for this purpose, we'll let you go now, because I think it's just.
I don't
more.
need to.
No, it's fine.
Just to give you a little context, at our July meeting, the Conservation Commission, was getting talked about the emerald ash borer, and that we're gonna, obviously, some trees are gonna have to come down when they die, it's inevitable. And so we're thinking, what are we gonna do with the wood? And one of our members, Brent Byler, said that he knows of a couple towns that have instituted a program, kind of like the food shelf, but with wood. I don't think they call it.
Like a wood bank or something?
Yeah, wood bank, yeah, wouldn't call it a shelf. Wood
Right.
bank, yeah. So, you know, that sounded like an interesting idea, and I said I would, talk to Lauren to get the, town highway foreman and the highway crews sort of opinion on that. I kind of very briefly went over what that was, and Lauren said, well, it would be a good idea to go to the select board. So that's kind of where we are.
So this came up, Lauren and I talked about this. This came up once, I can't remember how many years ago. When Dylan was road foreman, because we had work done, and it might have been when we had work done on Pet.
Was it Hoffman, when everyone was like,
No, it's since then, I think it's when we redid the sides of Pet, and we cut down a boatload of trees. And the question was, what were we gonna do with the trees if people didn't want them? And it was talked about whether we do this. And the issue then, and I think probably the issue still now, is the logistics of it.
Right, yeah.
Because you can do it, but if you put logs out there, unless somebody's gonna move a log, you got random people out there with chainsaws cutting logs in town property, which is an issue.
Right.
Or we're asking these guys
Right.
to cut it into pieces or split it.
Add to their work a little bit.
Yeah,
Yep, yeah.
and I'm not opposed to it because something's gotta happen with these trees. I think the question is, we gotta take a minute and figure out how we pull it off without affecting the liability of the town adversely. Is that basically what you remember of the conversation? And you and I were the only ones here at the time.
I feel like one of the first steps would be finding out. The amount of landowners that would actually not want to keep the wood from their property. You know what I mean? Cause that might give us
That would,
a volume of
well, that's
We're
gonna
not gonna
what
be
we have
able,
to deal
we're
with.
not gonna be able to cut it all once,
Right, exactly.
so. We'll pick a road. And check with each individual landowner. Unless they don't live in the state. They're lost.
do you know, you said this was brought to you by someone, do you know how other towns are doing it? Do you
No,
know
well,
about
Brett Byler, who's also, who I guess is coming, that's, consider appointments to the conservation commission, it's one of the guys that's gonna be considered. Knows of, has knowledge of a couple of towns that are doing this, so his job for our
that? Okay,
next meeting was to. See if we could find some more details and find out some of the logistics and stuff, because you're right, the logistics is the thing.
yeah, I'd be happy to know how other people are doing it, and if we can replicate that, then.
So when I used to work for Royalton, they used to do a similar thing where they would bring the logs to town-owned property, and then there would be a work day where people would come and cut the lumber, split it, and then you'd be able to take some home. It wasn't on the town to do it, but it was basically you have to get a volunteer, waker or whatever, but it would be moved from the road to a central
Right.
location to be processed, and then there would be like an application. The town had some way of verifying the need, or if it's just the first come, first served kind of thing, but
Yeah,
those, Barnard,
Hmm.
Royalton may still be doing it, so that would be some ways to, but it happens. I think that's how it was happening.
I mean, that makes sense to me, we'd have to check with passive, our insurance. make sure
Try to check with insurance first. and go from there.
Yeah,
There's a whole page on wood banks on the Vermont Agency of Natural Resources website. With people you can reach out to about questions about how it works and how towns can facilitate that.
very good.
Okay. I'll do that.
Well, conservation commission,
What's that?
do you wanna talk, do you have anything else?
Oh, no, that.
No, this is his thing, this is what he's here for. He doesn't have a report tonight,
No.
But he does have, consider appointments, do you wanna do that now or later?
Want me to
he,
speak?
he was already, he already gave it to us, so we don't. Paul's-
Brent sounds great.
What?
I said Brent sounds great.
Yes, I like this, and we will, if you can get us more information, at the same time. We might reach out to passive to see if they know, or the town's insurer.
Okay.
To say, has anybody approached you with this and what do you do for them?
Okay.
And we can do that from our end while you're
Okay.
working on the other
Alright.
side.
Right, will do, yep.
But yes, I don't. You know, we would have to decide whether it's first come, first serve, or if we have some demonstrated need, and I don't know how you do that, so there's a little bit more to do, but. The idea has been brought up before, and I would love to find a way to pull it off. Cause then it was, a very limited number of
Right.
trees, now
Yeah.
who knows how many,
It's gonna happen.
yeah.
Right. Very good. Anything else? You want me to speak? I guess I don't have.
No, you don't, you're right,
They're. Make sure you.
Okay.
Beat the bushes for people.
no, I appreciate it, it's difficult to
If
fill.
Bill were volunteer, they can join the planning. commission.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you,
That's all.
Take care.
Thank you.
thanks, Paul. All right, Nate, you're up.
Okay, here we get an update on the planning commission and the limited amount of work that we've done this summer.
Can I ask who is the planning commission now?
Yeah, so it's myself, Paul Kendall, Walter Scott, and Linda Dunn.
Okay,
So we still have one opening, so I'm Nathan Cleveland, so I don't think we've met, but
Yeah.
nice to
can I
meet
hire
you.
Nate?
Oh, yeah, no, just kidding. We're kidding. We don't need those.
So yeah, that's one thing we want is to recruit another member, maybe two people, so we could have an alternate would be nice. So keep that consistent, but the major focus right now is reviewing the zoning bylaws and trying to develop with collaboration with Grace and the DRB, a checklist that would both help applicants for a zoning permit and the zoning administrator identify issues or readiness for an application to be submitted. So that's one of the things we've been looking at. And I guess that's kind of in a way, working with the development review board as well as the zoning administrator to identify what are the potential complex zoning permits that we might be running up against in the future and trying to do kind of a guide on that, just to
Yeah.
help develop a better process and procedure for the zoning administrator, DRB to be able to process those things with hopefully less questions.
Yeah, that would be good.
And then we talked about this the last time I was in, but the town plan has a matrix of action items and recommendations for.
Yeah, the back end, right?
Yeah, it's short term, medium term and long term actions that are identified, and we've done a few of those already with the zoning bylaw updates, but there's some other things that are recommended in the town plan. But the town plan is a living document, so looking to the select board also for guidance if you want to review those action items that are recommended in the town plan, if there's a priority for the select board. That could use assistance from the planning commission, we'd be happy to hear any suggestions, so we can help focus our work on that. Be productive. Any question? I guess that's the other thing is that we're gonna be grappling with Act 181.
Yes, as everyone.
And how that impacts our recently updated zoning bylaws and how that impacts future development in town based on the regional plan. So there's been a couple public hearings on the regional plan and how they've identified the various tiers and that are included in Act 181. So if there's questions that we can help with, we can go out to Two Rivers and to the state community planning revitalization division within the Department of Housing and Community Development and get some guidance from them if there's any guidance needed. So let us know if you all have questions and anything I can help with now, and Paul's here as well. Paul, do you have anything else on that?
Yeah, the only thing I have is that I've been getting tons of emails about the regional plan. I don't know whether you guys are seeing those or not, but I can't tell if it's a vocal minority or if there are a lot of people up in arms of what's going on with the regional plan, but there seems to be, at least in the emails, I'm getting quite a bit of pushback. I'm unclear how that affects us at the moment, but I thought it was interesting. Because I guess eventually it will trickle down to us, right?
It will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some communities, I think it's first year in Corinth that have really. Yeah, some major concerns with the public process that Two Rivers has followed, but as far as like my understanding of their process, they've done everything to statute, so.
Okay.
They could potentially have done a more robust public process as far as getting information out.
Yeah, but if they're giving guidelines and they act on those,
Yeah. So I don't really have a good response to that.
No, I wasn't asking for a response, I just,
No, it's definitely out there though.
Yeah.
So how that impacts our town plan will be the biggest thing.
yeah, and that's down the law.
Yeah, in the zoning bylaws in our town plan, we have identified specific areas for village center designation. We've got one
Yeah,
in Snowsville, but we've also identified calling South Braintree
right,
around the town office area. So, Act 181, in essence, I'm sure you guys all know, but, we'll get a priority development into those village center designations, but at the same time, the designation program is being revamped at the state level too.
yeah, and the new way it works is essentially it'll be designated by the state without our, is that the way I understood it, or from Two Rivers without necessarily our input? Because in the past, it was like an application process, and now it's just a, here you are,
I
here's
think
your
it's still
center.
going to be an application
Oh,
process, but the identification of those development areas by Act 181 as various tiers is the big question mark, because you could be property owner, but Two Rivers is saying that half your property is in tier 1A or 1B and the other tier B or tier 2
Yeah.
is the rest of your property, so it more to come. We'll watch
Yeah.
it with interest and, yeah.
Yeah, I've been to a few CLEs recently that talk about.
The other thing is what it's doing is consolidating the designation programs. So right now you have the neighborhood development area, you have a growth center area, you have a village center, you have a designated downtown, so there's another one too.
Yeah.
5 of them. They're trying to wrap those in, so if you are a designated village, if I understand this correctly. That neighborhood development area would be a set boundary around that already, so we would identify those things in advance to make it easier to go through the review process where our review permitting.
Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense, okay. I don't have anything else. All right,
Awesome.
Thanks, Dave.
guys. Good to see you all.
yeah, you
Thank
too,
you.
thanks for coming down.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
We'll be, our next meeting's on Thursday, so
This Thursday,
yeah.
so if we want to review action items, do it quickly.
Whenever we can. We would love to have your feedback, and we can do those in September,
Okay,
so no rush, but. I think it's one thing that we can keep on our to-do list,
all right,
keep us busy.
all right, sounds good.
Have a good night.
You too, thanks. I'm gonna skip around a little bit, if that's okay.
Hey, Daniel,
Yeah.
the camera on the owl on?
No, maybe not. No, it's not.
Does it have to be?
There it is. There it is.
No, it is, the eyeballs are staring at me.
Okay,
There you are.
there we are, sorry about that. Okay, I'm gonna skip around just a little bit. I'm gonna go way down to new business because Sarah, who is on vacation, is on this meeting. So we're gonna let her say what she needs so she can go back on vacation and when she isn't now at our meeting. So Sarah, you are here to talk about changes to allocations in the childcare center grant.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks everybody for your time. So just as a brief background for everybody to recall, the town of Braintree has a CDBG grant, which is being dedicated to the new childcare center in Randolph. It went towards construction. That money is nearly all spent. There's still another requisition that needs to happen, and the town still has to requisition for its own staff time spent doing administrative stuff related to that grant. The grant itself was very large, but they maxed out the amount of money that could be spent on administrative work. And there is a lot of administrative work associated with these kinds of grants at $45,000. When we first started down this road together, it was agreed between the town and Two Rivers and GMEDC, and GMEDC is the sub-grantee and they're doing all the construction work, right? It was agreed that we would split that 45,000 as 5,000 for GMEDC, roughly 12,000 for the town, and then roughly 28,000 for Two Rivers for each of our respective grant administrative duties. as we discussed at a recent meeting, we are now requesting a time extension on that grant through the end of 2028 in order to allow for more time for the child care center to meet benefits. That is to say, they have to fill a certain quota for the number of childcare slots that are filled by low to moderate income households. And so we're requesting a lot more time for them to be able to meet that quota for the state. But with more time comes more administrative responsibilities because every 6 months you've got to put in a rather large progress report to the state. And there's also other admin things that inevitably come up along the way. So what we're requesting is not only a time extension of Two Rivers administrative duties as part of this grant to the end of 2028 so that it matches the end of the grant itself, but we're also wondering if it would be possible to transfer over some money from the town's allocation for grant administrative work to Two Rivers to support the work that we're doing. The amount that we would request to shift over would be $3,055.95. That would give us another 25 hours worth of work that we can dedicate towards progress reports and the like. That would be deducted from, again, the town's allocation, which is $12,094.40. And the town's allocation was really intended to be used for staff salary time. So that's Jesse's time and others, if there are other admin staff who are working on this, legal expenses, publishing a public notice at the beginning of the grant and at the end of the grant, and then to pay for a single audit if the town's federal grant expenditures exceeded $1 million within the course of a fiscal year. It's my understanding that the town has not passed that threshold for fiscal year 26, so you don't need to do a single audit. That was the last I had heard from Jesse on that. And so, is that correct?
Yeah, that's
Okay, awesome. And so because there's only about $89,000, I think, left to be spent in the grant in the coming fiscal year, hopefully there won't be a single audit needed there, but the amount that this grant would contribute to that single audit would be negligible, and we can't use the amount of money that you can use for admin purposes for a single audit has to be proportional to the amount of the grant that is going towards that $1 million of the single audit. So again, you wouldn't be able to use much for admin stuff. So that's why we're proposing using some of those town funds for Two Rivers admin duties, with the understanding that they might not actually be needed by the town, though I do not have the full calculation of Jesse's time as of yet. I don't know if Jesse's in tonight in the room, but okay.
no,
But
she's not
as
here,
from
but go ahead.
so from what I've seen, it's like less than 20 hours, I believe, so far. So it's fairly low.
So just a little more context, thanks to Sarah's excellent email. So far, we have billed $1,200 in legal fees. I doubt that rises significantly. And most of those questions were at the front end as we were entering the grant agreement, so I don't see more legal fees. And Jesse's time is pretty low, mainly because Sarah is an incredible help and does a ton of work on this and sort of sets us up nicely so that our time expenditure is quite low. So from my perspective, I don't have a problem with this. I don't see us going over, another $7,000 in expenses. And they have Two Rivers, and particularly Sarah so far has done a great job helping us keep our time and expenses down. So this gets my backing, but I'm happy to answer questions or have Sarah answer questions.
If we don't think we're gonna go over that, then I don't see any reason.
Well, we targeted 20 hours so far from Jesse, and essentially it's all done.
Yeah,
I mean, the audit would be the biggest expenditure, and the way the financials are running, I don't think we're gonna end up with one of those, so. I mean.
Sarah, what's your time frame for needing a decision on this?
It's not immediate. We still have about $5,000 in the balance of what we haven't spent yet from our original allocation. So if you need some time to think about it, we're not in a rush.
The only thing I'm suggesting, board, is that it would be really nice to have Jesse as our treasurer and town clerk to say, yeah, I totally agree. We're not going to need that money. And then by all means, shift it over. But since I haven't had any of those conversations, Dan, I guess I'm turning to you to say, has Jesse weighed in that this 3055 can easily switch over?
I haven't asked her since we received the email. It's just this, I'm running off of past conversations and what I know of what we've done. So
So since it's not, time sensitive, if we could push it over to next meeting for approval, and Sarah, you wouldn't have to come and join us again. I don't think anybody is disagreeing that it's a wise thing. I just want to make sure that we're not going to need that, any portion of that 3,000.
yeah,
That's
fine. Are you okay with that, Sarah? Can you wait 2 weeks?
absolutely, yeah, no problem at all on our end. I am not actually available for your next meeting, so I wouldn't be able to attend. But if there are questions that arise like over email in the interim, I'm happy to answer.
Okay.
Great, thanks. And our whole board is here, and I think everybody is definitely on board with doing it. Just want to make sure that we get Jesse's A-okay.
Great. Thank you all so much.
Thank you very much. Happy vacation.
Thank you. Take care, everybody. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Okay, so
So Paul, can you make sure that that gets carried over to the next agenda?
9-1.
Thank you.
yes. Okay, so we're gonna skip around again because Paul Kendall's here, and I think he is here for under old business, the Snowsville Community Trust agreement. Is that correct? So Lou, I'll let you run with that one, and then we'll.
Great. So, so at our July 21st meeting, we, the Braintree Select Board, approved a revised agreement to present to the Snowsville Community Trust Board relative to the $50,000 allocation. And the Snowsville Community Trust Board unanimously accepted that proposal and signed that proposal and returned it to us on August 4th, I believe, which was the day of our last meeting. So we are here simply to acknowledge that they have accepted the proposal by the town and to get our respective signatures on that signed agreement by the Snowsville Community Trust. So no motions necessary. We already approved the agreement. Snowsville accepted it, signed it. So we all need to sign it, and I'm the only one. If that can be left for my signature tomorrow, that would be great.
We will leave it here on the table.
Great.
Paul, you got anything?
I just wanted to thank both the select board and the Snowsville Community Trust people for the professionalism in which this has been accomplished. It's taken a lot of time, a lot of thought, a lot of discussion, but it's been done very professionally. And I think that's worth recognizing. I would also like to thank the select board for respecting the wisdom of the voters. When the voters approved the non-binding resolution, essentially saying that this appropriation is unlike any other appropriation that they've ever been requested and made. And it was setting a precedent that they felt required a degree of some terms and conditions attached to it, which you have done. And I think that's worth noting. And I think the voters will be very pleased. Because unlike some other select boards that we will not mention, they're having trouble with the voters. So thank you. Personally, I personally thank you all for that.
We try our best.
Yeah.
Thank you too, Paul, for your care in voicing all of the concerns relative to that non-binding resolution. We appreciate that. You've been very diligent also.
That's what I was about to say, and sticking with it. So there's the diligence. So
Okay.
thanks, sir.
Good night.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, in our journey through, we will go all the way back up to the
Yeah,
top.
where are we headed next?
Yeah, I know. This is fun stuff. Okay, so Two Rivers annual report. Sandy couldn't join us. I think Sandy is quite busy.
Sounds like from a report.
I know as I read her report, but I'll sort of give a brief rundown, knowing everybody read it, but we'll sort of do this, put it into the minutes. So she's still going to Two Rivers meetings. Her work at the Herald kind of stepped up, so she's balancing that as best she could. She echoes what I did earlier, that there's some heated rhetoric going back and forth over the draft regional plan. Some of that got tempered by changes to Act 181, but I think it's still ongoing and Nate knows about it, and I don't know if there's much we can do, but wait and listen. And like Nate said, a lot of that's about the review and the public hearings and that sort of thing. There were a few hearings. I don't know, did anybody go to the public hearings? I didn't go to any of them. Paul did.
I went to every one of them.
How was that?
On the record, it was great. And the public participation was outstanding.
In that there was a lot of it.
There was a lot of public participation in the hearings and in the informational sessions prior to the hearings.
Yeah.
And I think we were only required to have one hearing prior to submission, but we had 3 hearings.
Yes, I remember.
So, you know, we tried to really include the public in the process.
Yeah. Remember one in was there one in Bethel, right,
Yeah.
White River and somewhere else? Okay,
Fair.
there you go. She says here that the Two Rivers staff is now assembling a responsiveness report based on the feedback they received from, I think, all of the meetings and other things, and the list of suggested changes to the draft plan and recommendations on whether to include them and so on and so forth. That responsiveness report will be out by the end of August. And then at a September 9th board meeting, commissioners and public can give their feedback on the responsiveness report and suggested changes, which I'm sure will happen. Then in the end of September, the changes get decided on in the regional plan, and the revised plan goes out to be approved by the end of the year, I think is the way I read this.
Mhm.
And then there's FAQs and all that people can read. She points out that she says the majority of Two Rivers commissioners, which is what she is, are also on planning boards and stuff, but I don't know that we necessarily want that. It's interesting to have a disinterested party there, so to speak, who can sort of see it
Just
from
take
an
it all
outsider.
in.
Yeah,
Exactly, without a bias.
yeah, and learn a little bit about it and sort of just give a report on what's happening rather than a report on the details of
Yes,
how people feel.
yeah.
So that is Sandy's report. And now we're to Lauren and his notebook.
I don't see it.
It's like 2 times in a row. Where's the notebook?
Busy.
All here. Disappointing.
So the Western Star is back. We got that fixed. The granger's back.
And Kat was down here.
Water truck had some issues, we fixed that. And they're working on the shop, took out all the old insulation overhead,
I saw it today.
started on that Monday. And of course. You gotta move all this stuff. Boom. It's like, really? Thanks for the heads up. So, yeah, we got a little short notice on that, I feel, but that's all right, we'll have it done. But,
Charles.
They get things out of the way for
Yeah.
them to do the new insulation.
we're gonna move stuff off the walls and this end and, yeah. And of course, I'm getting a little kickback from some of the help. Yeah. Anyway,
It's all for them.
yeah.
Just to make their lives better.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, whatever. Then, start putting the sand pile up. Everybody's
You
wondering,
did, or you?
going to, everybody's wondering when we're gonna do it, so. We're gonna do that, mowing, Pete finished it today,
The pizza equipment thing really does crack me up when I see him mowing with.
It's great, isn't it?
so. Everybody's there now, so.
And you got the truck back from Charlotte.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Some of the work was warranted, some of it wasn't.
any news on the new truck?
It's at. Fairfield.
Okay.
In New Hampshire, it's there. They called. It was delivered to Charlie Voice down in, I forget what town it is in New Hampshire, but it's not very far from. Wood. So they delivered it over there once they checked the truck over there. So we ain't seen the truck yet. So,
No, but we'll get it and it'll be fully equipped and that'll be the end of it.
yeah, probably.
Like it or not, that's,
They're supposed to call me before they start actually building it, so we can go over what the controls. Cause I don't want the sander control next to the leg on your seat. Cause the other Western Star right here, keep that damn button. Turning the sander on when you're going down the road, that's not very handy. So,
sort of a lesson learned on that one.
yeah, it's just, I don't know why it was put there, no idea, but. It's just a push button control, that's all it is. It's two push buttons and a toggle switch to turn it up and down. Make it spin faster, feed faster. So. It could be right on the dash if I say you wanted to.
So you shift your weight and you turned on your standard.
Just do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
or you bounce and hit it with the leg, you
all right. The only other thing is the class 2 on Braintree Hill.
know. Yeah, I was gonna mention that, the class 2 grant, we got a couple more. Drainage areas to do, hopefully. Planning on doing at least one of them next week. Tuesday and Wednesday, so,
Are you guys having to clear out of the garage while they're working, or do you know, or do they care?
well. The way that stuff blows around when they're stuck in it, it's crazy. So I'm glad we weren't in the shop.
Mm.
I was yesterday afternoon. Put the car truck back together.
When they spray, you're not gonna want to be in there.
No,
No,
Yeah.
Mm.
It's not so much the foam as it is the
Off
fire
gassing.
return. It's the
Yeah.
fire return, hey. It's nasty. It hurt my throat, give me a headache, just walk around my head. And that's for a couple days sometimes. At least you have a big ass garage door you can.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we won't be in there, most likely.
Move
It's coming, I think they're starting on it the 31st. Spring it.
I do have a question. On the sand, do you have like a stockpile of Northwest stuff?
So
I couldn't remember. Yeah, okay. I couldn't remember if you had it or if you're just gonna make a trip.
No, I just, the last 3 loads you went and got, I just don't dump.
Okay, all right, so we are gonna mix in Northwest material with
Yeah, I'm
our.
gonna load them, so I'll put like a bucket and a half and then 4 buckets.
Okay,
And see what happens.
so that's our sort of running test on the.
Yeah, hopefully make it a little better. I don't know if it will. Ron Tucker doesn't think so well.
Right, cause all we're trying to do is thin out the fines by.
Mhm.
putting
Yeah,
that in.
right.
All right,
So it's not so sticky. Hopefully,
slippery.
yeah. And I don't know if you, next one's grants. Have you heard anything on the safety grant? Yeah,
No.
I haven't received an email saying
I haven't either. And,
it's gonna get too cold to put in guardrails pretty soon if they don't hurry up.
well. That's the thing, it was, if you got the grant, you're supposed to do the work this summer. Well, the summer is getting shorter. So, I'm hoping to let us do it,
I'll reach out to Rita.
I was gonna give her a call tomorrow.
Well, if you're gonna call her, I won't.
Tell her and see what's going on with it.
Yeah, cause I haven't received.
Or we
any-
can call her.
I can talk to her and let you know.
Yeah, do you mind doing that? Just ask her what.
Grants in aid,
No, it's the,
No,
what's
it's the
the,
safety grant,
Safety
50,000 that we were awarded there.
we got the notification that we were awarded it, but we haven't seen an agreement or anything.
Right.
And I think everybody was upset because everybody thought they were gonna get notified in February and then we didn't get it until July, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's not until next year that we have.
Hopefully we got it for years, it'll be like next July for it has to be finished. So
Yeah.
that would probably be a something section of the work.
Okay. Anything else for Lauren?
No.
You said you. No, he says. Okay, Mert. I got two quotes
Mert.
here, Lou. Have you seen these two quotes?
Yeah. So the first quote that you have there is Climate Systems. We accepted that quote at our last meeting, subject to reasonable timeframes. I've spoken with them. They're underway, reasonable timeframes. So Dan, we just need you to sign that Climate Systems proposal, and we need to authorize 1/2 of that 41,550 to be sent with the proposal to them.
Okay.
So I'd move that we sign it and authorize the 50% down payment on that Climate Systems 41,550.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. The next one that you have is from Aiken Electric. We talked about this at our August 4th meeting, and Colin, you recommended Aiken and they turned it around really quickly. I apologize to Lauren for missing an appointment relative to this. But Ryan turned the quote around very quickly. I let him know we had our meeting today. He sent this today. So we were guesstimating around 5,000 for the electrical associated with the ventilation and dehumidification. He comes in at 5968. I have not heard back from Harmony Electric, with whom I spoke and also sent the specs for the project probably 2 weeks ago and haven't heard anything. So in light of the timing of the project and everything, I'd like to move that we accept this 5968 proposal and authorize the $1,500 deposit on this.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. So Dan, you can sign that one also.
Okay, can I ask a question? Which
Yep.
maybe I should have asked before I called the vote. Do we know when either of these are gonna start and are they gonna, work in cahoots to do this together?
Yeah, Climate Systems has already been in touch with ACH Insulation and are coordinating all of that. There doesn't appear to be a lot of complicating overlap, but they have discussed that. And I believe Climate Systems will be coming in possibly to hang the dehumidifiers. They're hoping to do that prior to the foaming of the attic. So
Okay.
They are coordinating that. There is one piece of the equipment, which is one of the, I believe it's a wall louver, a vent louver that one guy, they're having difficulty sourcing it. They're down to a 6-week sourcing period instead of a 19-week sourcing period, but they're on it and don't see any problems.
Okay. Okay, that was it. I just want to make sure that
This electric company, while they're in the garage, I have a emergency light that does not work. Lou, could you ask them if they could fix that for us while they're in there and bill us accordingly for
that? Yeah, where is the emergency light?
you want to just call them, where it is.
It's on this, there's one on each side, there's two on each side of the building. And it's the backside front one that's not working.
So like the emergency
I'll-
like exit light?
Yeah, well, it's not an exit light, it's an emergency light.
Yeah.
All right, I will alert him. I'll alert him to it and have him bill us separately for that. And if he's got any questions, I'll have him touch base with you.
I'll hang
Yep.
a ribbon around it.
All right, great.
I hold you
Put
to
a
it.
flag on it.
Put some caution flag on the electrical
go.
emergency light.
On the light, so you can see what
So-
it is.
The other piece,
What else to do,
Paul.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Paul, did you print the MERP agreement?
I signed it, he's got it.
Okay, great, thank you. And electric, Paul, can you please scan and send both that HVAC and electrical proposal that Dan just signed? Scan them and send them to me.
Yeah.
That would be great. And will you please send the MERP agreement to Marty?
Yeah.
Great, thank you. And that is it.
Luckily Lou is off-site, so he can't write on any board documents other than his own. As he makes notes furiously. Sorry, Lou, just had to.
No worries, all good.
Okay. That's we're good with Merck, right? I think those were the.
Yep, that's it.
I knew. All right, so now let's discuss appointment of forest fire warden. Okay, so we talked last time about the email we got that said we needed to designate a warden. And I said I would email the state. I really honestly just decided I didn't want to talk to these people. So I played around on the site and opened their frequently asked questions and sort of read through the statute and all this. Basically, what it comes down to is we have to check the box of appointing Andy. Regardless, he's not, and he is in some ways automatically appointed,
Right.
but we have to essentially sign off on it by saying, yes, we're acknowledging you've done this to us. And so this is our,
Okay, so take my name off that board out there and off the website.
that this is our, we know, we understand,
Yeah.
whatever, this is our.
Us acknowledging that.
Yeah, and it's also very clear, I read it a couple times, that we have no power to appoint a deputy. We could tell Andy we would like it to be someone, but all the authority to appoint deputies lies with him.
Right.
So for now, we're sort of in this.
We're basically saying, yes, we agree, we are restrictive power
Yeah,
in that regard.
it said, there are things like, somebody asked the question of what happens if you're a border town and your town is served by an out-of-state
Fire department.
entity.
Yeah.
An out-of-state fire department, and they said, well, technically, they're not bound by this in the same way as Vermont people are, right? It's a jurisdictional thing, but they can refuse it, and then the town gets to appoint someone.
Right.
And then the other question was, what if you're served by multiple towns? And they said, well, you basically choose which one you want, and if they refuse it, then you choose the other one, but somebody's got to take it. And so I kept reading it, hoping at some point it will say, what happens if the person you are served by refuses it? And there, if Andy says, I don't want it, can we just appoint someone? There is no recourse. It's him whether he wants it or not.
I really think what we should do is just put Hooper's phone number on the website. You want a burn permit, call Hooper
Well,
and have them all call him and see how he likes it.
so we do have to decide, we obviously have to name Andy. What number do we put on there for contact?
He'll tell you to call Hooper.
Do we put the fire department down there and then?
Is there someone at the fire department answering phones?
No. But I'm not giving that as.
No.
Man, I don't feel comfortable.
I
giving
mean,
that
his personal phone number was on there.
Yeah, you got my house phone.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he wanted
Not
that, but he,
myself, and Andy only has a cell.
yeah,
but he understood that and signed up for it in a
Right.
way that Andy hasn't
right.
signed up for it. And like I say, there's no way he can, as best I can tell, and I'm happy to have somebody correct me on this. After a couple of readings, there's no way he can refuse it. So that we can just appoint whoever we want.
Can we put like his fire department email address on there?
Yeah.
So it's not something like, obviously, there's no one at the fire department answering the phone. But it's also not any of his personal phone lines.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
I think so as well.
So, I mean, our hands are tied and like I say, we're basically just checking the box to say.
What's gonna happen is that a lot of people are gonna have fires without fire permits in this state.
Absolutely.
Yes, more so than they already were.
And that was one of the questions that, it on their frequently asked questions was, some of these guys are volunteers and they're already overworked. Why are you adding this to their workload?
Yes.
The state just said,
Cause there was a
we did.
little, because there was a little,
They basically said, because it's about fire control and they're in the best position to determine fire control.
can we just get a smoky like Bethel has? Can we just get a smoky and it can tell us whether or not we can have a fire that day? How do you get one of those? I wanna
Oh,
know.
one of the little.
Is that a
things?
grant? Yeah, Bethel has the smoky.
That would be
you
a
know.
fun sign.
Let's
You
just
could be
get
in
that
charge of
out,
the sign.
put that in your front yard, and then you don't have to tell anyone anything, but you can.
That sign's coming down, put it in the clerk's office.
Yeah,
Yeah, do it. I put it right here.
yeah.
So that's basically the forest fire warden. I'll fill out the form and the links in my email won't take me very long,
Who
but
updates the website?
who updates?
Grace
it
and
with Grace,
Jesse.
I'll let them know.
Yeah, I
After
think
I
it-
fill the form out, I'll let them know.
I feel like his
I'm
email
not-
address
I'm not
is the
getting that.
most,
So they
Yeah.
can call me, I will.
I can update the website.
Oh, Paul can too.
Yeah.
So once I fill out the form, I'll just print my receipt, and send it to
Let
you.
me know, please, yeah.
have you gotten any, permit requests since this
Oh, yeah.
thing started? Yeah. I was just
Yeah,
curious.
this weekend they got some.
What are you telling them?
Says well, my hands
I have no
are tied,
authority.
I shouldn't give you a permit, and it says, but. Andy thinks I'm the deputy warden, so until the select board decides something different, I said, I guess I'll write you a permit. So I wrote out 3 permits this weekend, one guy wanted it for 2 weeks, that's it, perfect.
Well, we haven't accepted anything yet, so,
Yeah.
we haven't checked the box yet.
Yeah.
So I think you're technically, it's a gray area, but.
Yes,
It
for
is.
now, he's the de facto deputy. Okay, so that's what I got on that. I don't know if you guys got any questions.
No, it all sounds dumb.
Yeah. I think it's then we started. Okay,
I'm not gonna say what it sounds like, because we're being recorded, but
appointments to the Conservation Commission.
Brent Beidler,
So,
Go ahead, Luke.
so when this came up last time, Jesse reminded us that there used to be a process for appointments that the town followed that I think we should revive. And that is that the select board votes on the appointments and the town, through the administrative assistant, produces an appointment letter that is signed by the chair of the select board, indicating what the appointment is for and what the term is, and asking that individual to sign the form and return it to the town. I think there are copies of those available for you guys. There's one to Josh Ferris. Do you see that?
yeah,
Okay, so that's the old letter. I would suggest we change that just a little bit. So in that first paragraph, it says, you're appointed through X date, at which time, if you still desire to be on whatever board it is, you will be considered for reappointment rather than guaranteeing a 1-year appointment. So with that one change, I think we should appoint John Coella and Brent Beidler to 3-year terms to the Conservation Commission expiring March of 2029. And ask Paul to prepare those letters with the change indicated and make them available for Dan's signature. And
Can you
then,
do one? Go ahead.
Yep,
Can you
go ahead.
make one more change? It says to accept this appointment, sign below, to accept this reappointment, sign below. Can we just get rid of the reappointment line?
Yeah.
Since this is not a reappointment.
Sure.
Make sure
Yes,
we're all
please.
signing for
Perfect.
an appointment.
Exactly.
Since we're no longer the evergreen reappointment.
Yep. So, so the last thing process-wise, if we do all this, Paul, will you please produce the 2 letters for these 2 new people? Make the changes indicated, make them available, let Dan know that they're available for his signature, and then we'll get them out the door at our next meeting.
you have their names.
Yes.
Okay.
And emails.
Oh,
That's right. Emails, perfect, that's right, I forgot.
you made a motion, right? So I'm gonna
Yeah.
second your motion to appoint the 2 people you named,
John Coella.
John Coella and Brent Beidler,
Beidler.
to the.
Conservation Commission.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Takes a village.
For 3-year
I
terms
second.
expiring March of 2029.
Okay, anybody else want to discuss it?
No,
All those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Does Paul have this in a digital
Yes.
form somewhere? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Nature. So we don't have to do the whole like.
I'll make a motion to approve payment order.
Wait, we're not done.
Yeah,
We're done?
one quick update.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Jesse wanted me to let you all know that the return receipts for the certified mail for the animal dog incident have come back.
Oh, great.
And the town is in possession of documentation of rabies vaccination.
Okay, perfect.
Great.
Is
And the
that-
dog has been registered with the town?
Yes,
It's registered in
but a different.
Randolph.
Oh.
It's registered in, yeah, because it goes both
Back and forth,
places.
okay.
Yeah.
By town,
By town, yeah.
by municipal.
It's got split custody.
The grant and aid agreement. Is everybody okay with us entering into the
Absolutely.
grant and aid agreement for
Yes.
fiscal year 2027? Do we know what we're doing with that yet?
Yep.
Which is,
Kitchen drainage.
there you go, very precise.
Yep.
Already.
Yep.
All done.
The money's been spent.
They sure are.
Move to approve.
Police referenced that the agreement was sent on July 10th, but it was sent to you two guys and Jesse and Grace, but not to me.
I don't, I'll have to find it. I will find it.
July 10, police scrapped.
Okay, so what did you, Lou move to approve? I'll second it. Lou's motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
There it is. I got it right here, Paul. Do you want me to just, I'll just print it.
Okay, thank you.
Lauren, you're up.
Yeah. Make motion to approve payment orders.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
And you're up. You gotta read the whole thing. Oh, Jesus.
I make a motion to approve the Braintree Select Board warrant for payroll August 13th, 2026 for July 26th, 2026 to the August 8th, 2026 payroll period.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Lou had his hand raised. Anything else?
Just a quick process thing. It doesn't need to be a select board thing, but Paul, I'm wondering, and board, I'm wondering, for me, it would be best when Paul sends out the minutes for our most recent meeting. If he would also send out the proposed agenda for our next meeting. The way it's been going is we get minutes first, and then we get the agenda with just like a day to look at the agenda before it gets finalized and posted. So if the proposed agenda came out with the minutes, we'd have more time and we can add right up until that last minute, if that's possible on your end, Paul.
It's gonna be a very, very rough draft.
Yeah,
We understand that.
Bare bones that people will cobble onto.
Yeah, but we, generally we have most of it, it's one or two things that get added to it. And it would just give us more time to add to it rather than the one day that we generally have.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's carryover. It'll
Can we
be
give it a
things
try?
that come in. So you put out minutes, like for this one, the minutes will come out on Tuesday, right?
Thursday.
Oh yeah, sorry, the Thursday in 2 days. So it'll be anything that comes in by email or something like that between Thursday and then the next Thursday, essentially,
Mhm.
is when we'll finalize it, right?
Like, sure, I mean, it'll be a really rough draft, but then we'll keep on working on it and for the next week.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Give it a whirl, see if it works. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. I will make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
1 hour.
Nice
Luke, thank you for
job.
joining. You have a great evening wherever you are.
See you later, everybody. I'm at home.
Oh. All right.
All right. Good night, you guys.
Hello, wait.
Hey Lou,
Yeah.
thank you very much.